Hello and welcome to the Enactus Edge by Enactus Vivekananda Institute of Professional Studies, where we empower life sustainably.
Hello, I'm Pavni,
And I'm Yash.
and we're your hosts for today. Today's episode is all about celebrating Pride Month with a very special guest, a 25-year-old queer change maker from Delhi and the founder of Official Humans of Queer, platform which is featuring over 1100 first-person narratives from queer individuals. He has also been named under Forbes Asia's 30 Under 30 for social impact. So let's give him a big round of applause. Let's welcome our special guest, Yash Sharma. Hi Yash, how are you? How was your
I'm
day?
Hi Pavni, hi Yash. First of all, thank you for having me. And the weather of Delhi is very good today, so I'm feeling much better. Otherwise, it was like we all were burning and surviving somehow. Yep.
Yeah. So, for the audience, who is Yash Sharma and what's your story?
That's a big question. Who is Yash Sharma and what's my story? So, you have started with a very small introduction. So, in a very formal way, if I would say, I am founder of Official Humans of Queer. I am a queer person. I'm a queer homosexual person. It means like my gender identity is queer, and I'm attracted to men. So homosexuality comes from that way. So this is about my gender identity and sexual orientation. Other than that, I am a person who loves Bollywood movies. I am a person who loves cafe hopping. I am the person who likes desi chowmin. I'm a person who loves to scroll Rakhi Sawant's reel.
Okay, so almost plus one Sariji is over.
Yeah. So I am like any normal person who exists and watch cringe content on Instagram nowadays.
So people often ask the representatives of Enactors or the members कि आपको मिलता क्या है? आपको कोई monetary incentive नहीं है, आपके पास मतलब certificate के अलावा और कुछ नहीं है.
Yep.
Like what drives you? And we have like a very simple answer for that. कि the community का smile drives us, the practical learning drives us, and just how we're a family.
Yeah.
So similarly, what is it that drives you?
Okay. Okay, so Pavni, to answer this question, I'll go back to my whole journey of, acceptance and being me, myself that we talk about. So, when I was growing up, so the conversation, the resources और जो हम बात कर रहे हैं आज जो हम क्वेल चीज़ों पे बात करने वाले हैं या जो आजकल conversation होती है हमारी सोसाइटी में, it was nowhere. I will not even say it was existing or something like that. It was nowhere for me. I come from a government school जहाँ पर अगर एक लड़का हल्का सा feminine तरीके से भी चलता है ना तो like that person is a target for the whole school, including teachers, principals, other parents. People think that उसके साथ कुछ गड़बड़ है. I come from that background, from that conditioning. So for me growing up, it was the same. Even in my family, even in my society, my family was not like something who was very, homophobic or I would say very derogatory towards them, but there was no conversation. So you grow up, when you reach your puberty, when you start feeling attracted towards someone, and it happens with everyone, you start feeling attracted towards someone. There is a community, like the whole community is there who don't feel romantic and sexual attraction towards certain people, but majority of people who feel attraction. For me, it was very unconventional to think about that time because I was not feeling attracted to the person where, to whom I was supposed to attract to, like a woman, and it was constantly hurting me. But at the same time, I was thinking like this is the rule of life. This is the rule of life that eventually no one talks about your feeling. For a very long time, we haven't seen people expressing their feelings as well, irrespective of whatever the feeling is. So for me, I thought that, this kind of feeling should stay inside your mind, inside your heart, and only the conditional feelings, conditional expression that are very much assigned to you by the society should come out and should be expressed. And that's what I've done. I was in 7th standard and I saw that, people are falling for each other or trying to be their crushes, and I started doing the same thing. Maybe just to be there, just to be fit in the classroom and to not being the target of the classroom. The one benefit I had was I was very good in studies. So to not bully me, to get bullied and all stuff, it was not going to happen that time, and no one was doing the same thing. So till 7 to 10 standard it was like the same. In 11th standard I remember there was a guy in my class who was quite, when we define femininity, who used to walk certain way, who used to talk certain way according to people, and that person was the easiest target for anyone. And I started talking to that person, and that was the time I realized that somehow that person is also going through something, but I could not say to that person because I had one privilege of not being seen by others what I'm feeling inside. And when I came to college, I felt the same thing, that the conversation is not there. But the college somehow made me realize that the students around me were having these conversations about gay, about lesbian, and these words very openly. And when they were talking about these words very openly, that was the very, for the very first time I've heard someone talking about a word lesbian or a word gay in an open space with no shame, with no guilt, with no fear. That was the time I thought that, whatever I am feeling or I was feeling till then, it has a name. It somehow has a name, it somehow has a definition, it somehow has a label. And that was the first time I realized that, me being me is okay. And that's how I started exploring, on dating apps, with people around me. And ultimately, I came out to my friends after watching a movie, Love, Simon. And I watched Love, Simon. And I did the biggest mistake to come out the very next day without making any safety net for me. Fortunately, I was lucky enough, people around me accepted me. Otherwise, it could have been gone into some different direction also, and I would have been isolated or whatever the thing should have.
What do you mean by safety net?
So the safety net, here we are talking about when you come out to some individual, you need to make sure that if the person is not going to react the way you are thinking, or if the person is not going to react positively, what will you do now then?
To have a backup to somebody's reaction.
Exactly, backup. And I'm talking about in the friends point of view now. And if you're doing it with family, there's a whole different kind of a backup do you need. So here you need to know that your societal status or the way you are existing should not change after that, because a lot of things depends on your classmates. A lot of things, the way you exist in a class depends on your classmates. So for me, I didn't think about it, and I came out to 15 people at once. Right. So it was a very big thing. Yeah, they accepted me. It was a good time, and I thought that it's time to be me. After a very long time, I thought that it's time to be. I started participating in events. I started participating in small prides that used to happen in college, but I had no plans to come out to my family because family becomes a very high moral and all stuff you have to think कि वो family जिससे हमने अपनी बिल्कुल ऐसे सुपरफिशियल फीलिंग्स के बारे में बात नहीं की, उनसे मैं जाके कैसे बोल दूं कि आई एम गे, समथिंग दैट इज वेरी फॉर अ वेरी लॉन्ग इज कंसिडर्ड एज समथिंग different, something exploitative, discriminative. But eventually what happened the very next year is someone outed me at my home. And when I'm talking about safety net, that is what I mean. That whenever someone outs you or whenever you are coming out, you need to have some space to go. You need to have some financial security. You need to have some friends to call. You need to have something on your own. Maybe your education must be complete. You need to be mentally and financially stable to leave that place if things not go according to them. And that's how, they outed me and I was not ready. I was not ready at all. They were not ready at all. Like even if I am on the scale of 1 to 10, I am at 10, they were at 15 in being not prepared. But the good thing happened is they did not accept me in within a 2-3 they did not accept me as okay, it's fine, we love you for who you are. Did not happen like that. They cried, I cried, we cried like anything. For in the morning, it was happening 7:30 in the morning, and I am like not a morning person. I'm like तो सुबह उठा दिया, ऊपर से सब रो रहे हैं.
Who wakes up 7:30 कि आज मैं इसको out मतलब?
Yeah, that's the thing. That person came at 7:30 in the morning, and then he was like, I don't know, he was frustrated, furiated.
What did you do to piss him off?
That's that's some censored conversation. But yeah, there was something that I have done to piss him off maybe. But the way he came was not very accepting. Even if he got to know about it, the first thing he could have done is to talk to me to understand. And even if he was angry, even he had problems, he should have talked to me. That person has no right to decide when and how I should come out.
Yes.
Yeah, when I see today, he did an amazing job of outing me. Otherwise, I would have not done it on my own till now. I'm being very honest, because I would have not done it till the time I would have my own house, a stable partner, and a lot of mental stability, a lot of things. So I'm grateful to him in that way, but I'll never forgive him for doing that stuff. But yeah, I came out, all things happened, and the thing, my parents were like, they will try to understand me. And in that process, I told them that, yeah, okay, I'll try to understand myself as well in this process. I'll let you know whatever I am feeling, because as I told you, I came out just 1 year earlier to this whole incident, and it takes a lot of time to understand yourself, especially when you're suppressing your feelings for a very long time. It takes a lot of time, and within 1 year, it was very tough for me to just understand everything. अभी तो I was just being happy कि I'm gay. मेरा वो वाला time चल रहा था कि I'm gay, I need to explore, I need to fall in love, I need to have crushes and all. और वो चल रहा था, and it was going really well. But अचानक से someone came and outed me in my front of my family, and now I have to decide कि अगर मुझे घर से बाहर निकाल दिया तो क्या होगा. मैं सेकेंड ईयर ऑफ कॉलेज में था, कॉलेज से छोड़ना पड़ा तो क्या होगा, वो सारा दिमाग में चल रहा था. बट या, दे ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड सर्टेन थिंग्स, दे सेड सम वेरी ब्यूटिफुल थिंग्स लाइक we could have been your safe space, we could have been your safe place. So these kind of conversation made me realize that there is a hope. There's a hope. But the very important aspect that that got stuck there was, my mom asked me one thing, तेरे जैसे और भी लोग हैं क्या? I had those people, as I said, like college के surrounding में थे, but अब उनको कैसे बताऊं कि मेरे जैसे और भी लोग हैं कि नहीं है? वो visibility ही नहीं थी. वो जैसे मैंने बोला, वो conversation, वो resources ही नहीं है. उस सवाल का जवाब उस टाइम पे मेरे पास नहीं था कि मेरे जैसे और भी लोग हैं कि नहीं है. Like me. I was like, हाँ, लोग तो बहुत सारे हैं, बहुत सारे होते हैं, and this relation between gay and transgender, it is very common. So उनको लग रहा था like I'm transgender, I'll leave my home, I'll join the community, the Hijra community, specifically the Hijra community. I'll start begging and dancing, like the stereotype that is very much associated. And that time I realized, the lack of narratives, the lack of queer narratives. We have learned a lot about a CEO and a businessman and a straight guy falling for a straight woman and like all those stuff. But for me to find the love stories of queer people, to find existence of queer people, to have queer people on ground, it was very tough. And that's the time, when I decided that I need to gather these resources, I need to gather these narratives. And when someone asked me now, like, what do you get out of it? And there's no monetary benefit. I don't get anything out of it, and I don't think so I am doing it for monetary benefit at all. I haven't earned a single, rupee from Official Humans of Queer. The only thing that gives me, the motivation to do it every day is the absence that I had in past, the lack that I had in past, and I don't want that to happen in future for anyone, any younger queer person who is thinking that they are alone, there are no people like them, or several other things that a person goes through, that the future is very dark and discriminating. It happened with me. I thought that if I am gay, मेरे को job नहीं मिलेगी. If I am gay, मुझे मेरी शादी कैसे होगी, मेरा partner कैसा होगा. But I don't want anyone to go through that, because now we have queer people who are existing freely, happily, fighting, surviving, thriving with so much of resilience, and we need to have that forefront, that see, this is the person who is a trans individual, but more than trans individual, he is in the leadership position at a corporate level, and we need to talk about it.
So like starting से ही जैसे आपने सोचा कि मेरे जैसे और भी लोग हैं,
Yeah.
but अभी मैं उनके बारे में नहीं बता सकता.
Yeah.
And then you came up with Official Humans of Queer. So उस टाइम पे मतलब have you ever thought of कि Forbes 30 under 30 जैसे recognition मुझे मिलेगा, and like डू यू थिंक कि अब इस पॉइंट पे you're actually एक इंस्पिरेशन फिगर काफ़ी सारे क्वेयर फोक्स के लिए, एंड अब वो आपको देख के सोचते हैं कि हम भी मे बी इतना फ्रीली मे बी खुद को एक्सेप्ट कर सकते हैं?
सो इस क्वेश्चन के 3 एलिमेंट्स और आई गेस मैं तीनों एलिमेंट्स को एक एक करके आंसर करता हूँ. सो लाइक फॉर फोब्स एंड समथिंग लाइक दैट. सो Yash, when I started official Humans of Queer na in 2020, so we will complete 4 years on 1st July. So it's like 3-4 days from now. So when I started that, and I said that even I didn't know like people like me exist, you know, in this much number. For me, it was a very vague and very inspired idea. It was like from Humans of Page that are very much growing, and I thought that, you know, I tried to be very honest, I was not in a census, and I didn't want to start Humans of Queer Page. I was just searching for Humans of Queer Page. Like if there is something like, you know, like there was Humans of Delhi, Humans of Volunteering and all stuff. I was just searching if there is any Humans of Queer, Humans of LGBT, Humans of Pride. There was nothing. There were 2-3 pages I got, but they all were like started and ended within months and all. So I was searching, and that's how I started Humans of Queer. Oh, it's not there. And I guess this is a good opportunity, and I started it. And when I started it, I started with the same thought that one story per week, or 4-5 stories per month. No, not algorithm. मुझे लगा था मिलेगी ही नहीं ना स्टोरी. है ही नहीं लोग. मेरे लिए तो एग्जिस्ट ही नहीं कर रहे थे कितने. और है भी तो ऐसे थोड़ी कोई भी सोशल मीडिया पे आके बता देगा. इतना करेजियस तो कोई नहीं होगा, स्पेशली ऐसे टॉपिक के बारे में. The fun element and the major change for official Humans of Queer happened within a week. We got 50 stories in 1 week. And we did not reach out to those people. Those people reached out to us. So it means the way I was searching Humans of Queer,
So many other
people were searching Humans of Queer as well. And when that happened, that time we realized, oh my God, like there are stories, there are people who want to share it, and there are people who want to build these narratives for others. So that's how we changed. And after that, I have never thought for any awards or something, to be very honest. I never thought of any monetary benefit. I just wanted it to continue. And after that, we were doing it, I guess it's been 6-7 months, and people really started looking up to us. People really started participating in things that we were doing, and it was very, very like worst and tacky creatives that we have made that time, because I was there, my best friend was there, and there was one more friend of mine who was there, and that person was still had some experience. मेरा तो social media पे भी experience नहीं था. And same for like, you know, my friend, and you won't believe it, हम लोगों के पास फ़ोन था, मेरे और मेरे बेस्ट फ्रेंड के पास, जो कंटेंट पे काम करते थे. उसका फ़ोन सिर्फ चार्ज लगा के स्टार्ट होता था, और मेरे फ़ोन की पूरी स्क्रीन टूटी हुई थी. एंड वी डिड नॉट हैव लैपटॉप्स एंड एनीथिंग. सो हम लोग सिर्फ उसी से काम करते थे, और हमें पता है हमने 1 साल कैसे चलाया. हाउ डिड वी मैनेज टू डू दैट? बट वी डिड, बिकॉज वी वर enjoying इन अ फैक्ट दैट पीपल आर इंटरेस्टेड. सो वो गिव एंड टेक वाला सिचुएशन आ रहा था. Then within a year, people started following us. Big pages started following us, and then that's how you know you get that feeling, that the feeling of validation. You say, na, like, okay, your work is not something worthless. It has some meaning. That's why these people are following you. Your existence is somehow making some impact. I guess within an year or year and a half, we got nomination at Cosmo. I was having a dinner with my friend, I remember, and वहाँ पे network नहीं आ रहे थे, and just notification आया, Cosmo India tagged you in a post. And मैंने उसे बोला, like, you know, खाना छोड़ बाहर चल. She was like, खाना कैसे छोड़ दूँ? But yeah, I was like, तू खाना खा के बाहर आ, I have news for you. And that was the first time we got nominated, and we got nominated in both the categories, populars and editor's choice. And that's how we realized that, you know, it's not just people who are liking it, it's editors also liking it. I don't know what they were thinking, but I felt very good about it. So that was the first nomination. After that, we have realized that we need to build this in a proper structure, because it's a need, and people are really, you know, listening to it, reading the stories. After that, if you talk about Forbes, yes, I wanted to be in Forbes list. And I was 16, 17, I guess, or maybe 18. I don't remember exactly, when I saw the Forbes list for the first time. But I never thought I'll be in Forbes list. I just thought that I wish. I never said that one day I'll be there or something like that. I always said that I wish मैं Forbes में आ सकूं. like, you know, because there's a cool list, it's like cool people, and like Forbes 30 under 30, it sounds really good. And but you know, there was one incident that happened with someone very close to me, and I said the same thing, that I don't know, I feel like one day I'll be in Forbes 30 under 30. I just said it, like ऐसे बिल्कुल ऐसे चलते फिरते casually we just say ना, like I wish आदित्य रॉय कपूर मेरा boyfriend होता type, उस तरीके से I just said it in that way, and I guess within a year I got my name in the list. For me, it did not change anything as such, to be very honest. For me, these things are important for sure. I will not, you know, kind of disregard these things. But the things that were that mattered to me that time was how people reacted to it. It felt like their victory. I still, you know, read those messages sometime when my name got in, you know, the list. People were much more excited and, you know, congratulatory, and that's what I guess I feel honored about. Ki, like, people really look up to me in that sense. My parents said one line, we never thought that we are like anyone in our family is going to be global, and I was like, yeah, I'm a global superstar like Priyanka Chopra. But yeah, the second part of this question asks if I am an inspiration to, see, a lot of people say that I am an inspiration to them, but I always say that I am just a lucky individual. Okay, but I have, like, to be very honest, I just existed. I did what I had to do for myself, and the kind of struggles and suppression we as a queer community face, I don't want anyone to be inspiration for those things, to be very honest, because just sadness, this loneliness से queer person गुजरता है ना, जब वो उन सब से गुजर के कुछ बनता है, yes, it's very commendable, हमें लगता है, oh my God, क्या ही achieve कर लिया, and जब हम उसको inspiration बोलते हैं ना, I feel very bad because वो जो struggle है ना, वो inspiration नहीं है, वो उसका पूरा courage, उसकी पूरी life है, उसकी पूरी journey है, yeah, and yes, I like when people look up to me and relate to me, and I feel good when they say that they have someone to relate with. That's much more important to me, that, you know, we don't get relatability that often, especially in a queer community. So that is one thing I'm really proud of, कि कोई मुझे आके बोलता है कि, you know, मैंने भी आपकी तरह ही मेरा existence है, या मेरी story भी आपकी तरह. That is something I'm very proud of. But I don't see myself as inspiration. I don't see personally. I feel I'm just a lucky individual जिसको काफ़ी हद तक बहुत जगह acceptance मिला है, और काफ़ी अच्छा acceptance मिला है, काफ़ी प्यार मिला है. मैं बुली नहीं हुआ हूँ, जो कि हर एक क्वेयर इंडिविजुअल की लाइफ का बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट होता है और बहुत ट्रॉमेटिक पार्ट होता है कई लोगों के लिए. सो आई गेस आई एम जस्ट लकी.
सो आई गेस इस पॉइंट पे अब हम थोड़ा सा फन चिल कुछ कर सकते हैं.
डेफिनेटली.
सो इट्स टाइम फॉर अ फन सेशन जिसमें विल बी बर्स्टिंग सम मिथ्स.
ओके, कूल.
सो विल बी गिविंग यू बलून्स एंड विद ईच पॉप एक पर्टिकुलर मिथ को हमें खत्म करना है.
डेफिनेटली. और अगर वो मिथ मुझे मिथ नहीं लगे तो
So, balloon को side रख देंगे. Okay, so let's start with the very first myth that bisexual people are just going through a phase and eventually वो एक side choose कर लेंगे, या तो ये या तो ये.
ओके. ओके.
Okay,
I guess,
let's go.
yeah.
First myth.
First of all, it's not a phase, and second thing, my partner is bisexual, and मैं चाहता हूँ कि अगर वो in future वो कोई side pick भी करे तो वो मेरी side pick करे. So pick me.
Another myth would be that people from the community or people from the community are result of a poor parent.
I'm going to give very controversial answer for this. I would say, like, अगर poor parenting के कारण queer folks like exist करते हैं तो like I guess हमारा जो number है, जो fraction है, वो बहुत ज़्यादा होना चाहिए, because इंडिया में parenting का concept बहुत खराब है. So we would not be a minority, we would have been in majority.
Okay. Another myth is that coming out is just a one-time event.
It's every day, everywhere, in every situation, with every person you have to do it. Yeah, you choose, you want to come out or not, or you are very much privileged sometime that you don't have to come out at certain situations, especially if you are a cisgender or cis passing or a cis-looking person, you can still skip that part. But for a trans person, for a non-binary person, it's an everyday situation. They have to come out at every place.
Okay, so our next myth is that being a part of the LGBTQ community is a reflection of the Western influence.
अगर LGBTQ community Western है तो I guess Facebook, Instagram, social media that we use, the jeans, t-shirts that I am wearing, everything is Western. And if that influence is good for you, so why not this?
So I have to mention, मुझे बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है अलग-अलग टाइप से myths burst हो रहे हैं. So yeah, it's
And
time
that's
for our-
very important.
Yeah. So our next myth is you can tell someone's sexuality by the way they are dressing up or their appearance.
I really wish we can tell so that I get to know like if Ishan Khattar is gay or straight.
Okay. Our last myth would be that transgender people are just pretending or playing dress up.
Okay, this is harsh, but I don't think so. First of all, no one pretends for this long. And second thing, people pretends to get something good. And I don't think so any trans individual is getting anything good in pretending to being, a trans person. So it's a myth.
All myths, all busted.
Yeah.
So that was very fun. But let's get to know you better. So you have to give up 2 truths and 1 lie
Okay.
to us about yourself, and we'll tell you what's what.
And like इसमें I have to say कि you have to give ऐसे statements जो super spicy, super मसालेदार जो अभी तक हमें भी ना पता हो, आपके Instagram पे किसी को ना पता हो. So
Oh.
आज first time उसका खुलासा होगा.
And then I have to tell as well which one is the lie or just we just
No, you have to just
can't we leave it open ended?
Audience guess करेगी.
Yeah, that would be better. Okay, so 2 truths and 1 lie. Okay, so like the first truth, if I would say, sorry, I'm not saying the truth, sorry guys, I'm just saying 3 statements. The first statement I would say is like, I have hooked up with a Bollywood celebrity. Second statement I would give is like, I sometimes feel I'm attracted to women sexually and romantically. And the third statement I would say is like, the only celebrity that I want to meet in my life is Rakhi Sawant.
Oh. So I think you could be confused. So it could, I think the first truth that I would choose would be that.
The truth. You are choosing
yeah,
the truths.
The
Yeah,
truth
okay.
would be that sometimes you do feel attracted to women.
Okay.
And the other one would be that it is believable now that you have the connect and the reach that you might have hooked up with someone from Bollywood. So I think that would be true and the other one would be a lie.
Lie. Okay.
What according to you?
Yeah. So अगर first वाला truth है तो क्या हम ऐसे बाद में पता चल सकता है वो कौन सा?
No.
But like, I think राखी सावंत के अलावा और बहुत सारे celebrities हो सकते हैं
Okay.
जिनसे मैं भी मिल रहा हूँ. So I guess that's the lie.
Okay. Do I have to answer which one is
Yeah.
the lie? Okay. First and third are the truth. Second is the lie. I guess, I wish I was attracted towards women. That would have been very easy, or maybe I was confused in that state.
Yeah.
But no, unfortunately, I have to love a man only. So
Wait, let me wrap my head around you wanting to meet Rakhi Sawant and only her.
yeah, definitely. To be very honest, I don't believe in this celebrity culture at all. So there's no celebrity that I want to meet as such. But I feel Rakhi Sawant has the resilience what a queer community has to exist in a society that has been very, kind of ungrateful towards some person and discriminating towards some person and derogatory towards a person. So I feel that connect with her. I know what I'm saying is going to be very weird, but still I would say that she is my favorite.
So, like again ये थोड़ा सा serious
Okay.
है. But जैसे अभी आप mention भी कर रहे थे कि आपने जब बताया कि I'm actually gay, so maybe आपकी family को लगा हो कि ये भी हिजड़ा कम्युनिटी का पार्ट अब बनने वाला है. So उसी से रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन है that Indian society has a tendency to label people wrong
Yeah.
and not just randomly labeling but using some words as insults,
Yep.
which is obviously wrong. So दिल से आयुष को अंकित पसंद है तो वो छक्का, आदित्य साड़ी पहनता है वो हिजड़ा. So I actually want you to educate our viewers about these few terms.
Okay. So first of all, there are many slangs that we talk about. There is like people call good, meetha, chakka, baila, hijra, and there are multiple others in regional languages as well. You know, like बहुत सारे हैं, बहुत ही सारे हैं. The fact is like you know, इसमें से कुछ slangs जो थे ना और जो हैं, वो derogatory नहीं थे. For a very long time, they were like whole existence of some communities, but the way it was said and the way it was like you know used, it became derogatory. That जिसमें से एक बहुत important जो word है वो है हिजड़ा. हिजड़ा is a proper community. It's a cultural community of an individual जिनके proper cultures होते हैं, rituals होते हैं, जिसमें एक like how would you say, there's a senior person, then people join, they learn a lot of things, they learn an you know art of dancing, music, a lot of things. They build their families there. It's a proper, you know, it's a proper ritual. It's a proper like a cultural aspect of being. And उसमें सिर्फ ऐसा नहीं है कि उसमें सिर्फ transgender या intersex individuals होते हैं. It has multiple layers of gender identity that exist, and that's how Hijra community becomes, like forms. So that slang, but जिस तरीके से उस slang को use किया गया for a very long time, वो slang इतना derogatory हो गया है कि अगर हम कोई आके कोई पर्सन जो हिजड़ा कम्युनिटी से है वो भी आके बोलता है ना वो हिजड़ा है, समटाइम्स देम फॉर देम आल्सो इट्स वेरी ट्रॉमेटिक टू से.
Yes, I mean they do take offense.
ऑफेंस,
अगर कोई ऐसे बोल दे.
यस, बिकॉज इट इज सेड इन अ सर्टेन वे. अब मैं किसी को जाके बोलूंगा कि लाइक दे रिप्रेजेंट हिजड़ा कम्युनिटी, इट्स स्टिल बेटर. मैं बोलूंगा ए हिजड़े,
Right.
there's a difference, like you know the way you are saying. So that is something we need to understand, that hijra was not a derogatory term and still not a derogatory term. It's a whole community, but people use it in certain way. Baki, like you know chakka, I don't know about the you know kind of how this word came up, but yes, this word I guess it's more about you know that 6 and 9 का जो concept होता है, like you know when you see 6 and when you 9 you don't know which number is this, so they kind of say like you know we don't know ये इधर का है या उधर का है type. That's why I really don't know कि ये factually कितना correct है. I have read it somewhere, ये 6 और 9 का concept है, but it's a very derogatory term. Now no one would like to call themselves कि मैं छक्का हूँ, until unless that person has a courage to come back to someone, like something like that. Otherwise मीठा, बैला, आधा, whatever you know, हम लड़कों को ऐसे बोलते हैं ना ये तो लड़की की तरह है, तो even see, लड़की is not a derogatory
Yes,
term,
yes.
but the way we say to a man, if they act in a certain way, we say like you know ये तो लड़की की तरह चले, तो मतलब हमने उस लड़की शब्द को भी कितना derogatory में देखा. What's bad in being a woman? What's bad in being like a woman? So this is how like you know the conversation around these words are very important.
So while we were talking about trolling and the words and how it impacts the mental health, I would like to ask you a would you rather
Sure.
question. So this is more about how trolls impact you and your mental health. So would you rather respond to trolls with the best comebacks that you can think of, which most of us do, like we do stand, we take our stand, we comment, or ignore them completely because sometimes not commenting is the real win?
Okay. Yeah, and I guess these are the two different aspects of queer folks that exist on social media. One who comes back, say certain things, and one who just ignore them. For me, I always have a good comeback. Like, I have it, but I just don't want to engage with them. I am not the person who would engage with them because I don't like to talk to people or engage with people who are insecure about themselves in a certain way. And those people are the most insecure people, especially people with that faceless profiles. But kudos to the people who are giving them the comebacks and making them realize how it feels when you troll someone. For me, ignorance is a bliss. For me, my mental health is important, but more power to anyone who is, giving them the things that they deserve, say those things to them because they deserve it. The way they have been trolling us for a very long time, we needed it, and I'm in full support of them.
Okay, so I'll start this with Enactus, referencing Enactus, that we work tirelessly to create job opportunities for underprivileged communities, minority sections, and for various sections of the society. So, however, what is the current reality of providing equal opportunities to queer people? So, while there has been a significant progress in women empowerment, say we have a project, it's called Project Essene, where we are empowering underprivileged communities. So there still seems to be a lack of acceptance for people from the queer community while we're talking about
Yeah.
your context.
बिकॉज अभी आई गेस जेंडर इक्वालिटी की बास्केट में हम लड़का लड़की
Yeah,
के
yeah.
चलते हैं एंड हर बार वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट
Yeah, got it.
थर्ड एस्पेक्ट क्या है
Okay, so सबसे पहले I guess we need to understand that we cannot talk about equality here. Equal opportunities हम तब दे सकते हैं जब सब equal platform पे हों. And if we see, not even in the case of man and women, not even them are on the equal platform. In terms of privileges, resources, accessibility, there are so many things that women lacks. In any country, in any society you go, men are at a privilege. वो अब कुछ भी बोले, not all men and all stuff, but men are at a privilege and we need to understand that. And we talk about queer community, so they are थोड़ा सा और low in comparison to women, because उनके पास और भी चीज़ें हैं जो उनको और marginalized कर देती है. तो हम equal opportunities की तो बात ही नहीं कर सकते. We need to talk about equity. We need to talk about the gap that is existing. हम जॉब तभी दे सकते हैं, हम उनको स्किलफुल तभी बना सकते हैं जब दे हैड दैट प्रिविलेज ऑफ बीइंग दैट स्किलफुल. अब अगर किसी के पास वो एजुकेशन लेने का ही प्रिविलेज नहीं है, तो हाउ वुड यू नो काइंड ऑफ हायर अ क्वेयर पर्सन, अ ट्रांस पर्सन इन योर कॉर्पोरेट. So we need to fill those gaps first. So at this point of time, yes, changes are happening. Maybe because of tokenism, maybe corporate has to check certain tick marks. It is happening, but it is happening for the people जिनके पास वो resources, वो privileges हैं. But for a large chunk of queer community, we are still very much marginalized, underprivileged because उस gap बहुत बड़ा है. उसको ख़त्म करने के लिए we need to go on the base, like education, healthcare, society, stigma, families. We need to work on that. तब जाके हम उनको job तक पहुँचा पाएंगे, तब जाके वो job में रह पाएंगे. तो we need to understand in that way.
Okay, so like we are almost towards the end of this talk show. So इसमें we have एक activity kind of
Okay.
कि LGBTQIAP+ community इस पूरे acronym का में भी हमें like expansion पता ही होता है सबको, but we actually want you कि आप कुछ ऐसे phrases, कुछ
Okay.
messages in alphabet से use करो and हमारी audience को जो आप बताना चाहो. For example, अगर मैं L से बोलना
Okay,
चाहूँगा, so
okay.
that would be live and let live.
Sure.
LGBTQ.
So would you start with L and I'll just say the phrase, you just say the letter
Okay,
and I'll
sure.
say
So the first is L.
I would say, with L, I would say love is a verb. It's not just a noun and an adjective.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Okay. So the next is G.
Give respect if you really want respect from someone else.
B.
Be wise with your words.
T.
It's my favorite. Therapy is expensive. Trauma is free.
Q.
Queer joy needs to be visible now. It's like need of an hour.
I.
Intersectionality is the future.
So अभी थोड़ा सा explain कर सकते हो.
So intersectionality basically talks about when you are marginalized in more than one aspect. Like I'm queer and a woman, and both of them are somehow become marginalized identity. Or you're queer or you come from a religious minority. So both of the identities are marginalized in certain way. So when you fall in more than one brackets of marginalization, your identity become intersectional, because it's not just one identity that is kind of stigmatizing you. There are multiple identities that are stigmatizing you, like a disabled queer person, or a person from oppressed caste, oppressed class. So all these aspects comes under intersectionality, and we need to talk about it. We cannot just say that whole queer community is something like.
And then we have A.
allies need to be vocal and not just active during Pride Month.
So I mean, I wish मैं इतना creative हो पाता ऐसे जल्दी. But yeah, that was wonderful. So
Yes. So it has been a pleasure talking to you. But on the ending note, would you like to give a message to your younger self that people could relate to, maybe?
Yeah, for definitely. So as a person, like, you know, me, I have always been a very romantic, hopeless romantic kind of a person, and for me, you know, to fall in love was very important for a very long time. But the queer community, especially gay men, if I talk about from my own experience, are become very much vulnerable when they talk about love and when they find someone to love, and we kind of try to fall in love with anyone who is available. And so I would just like to say here is, like, you know, fall in love not because you are needy, fall in love just because I'll say it again. Fall in love not just because you are needy, fall in love when you are ready, to commit, to put efforts, and in your sane mind and stability.
I don't know how you're coming up with that. Like, I couldn't phrase that. Like, that was beautiful.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I'm
Yeah.
really hoping that the audience gets inspiration from this, because you really don't have to get on to somebody's expectations. You really have to trust yourself and the
Yep.
process and how you feel.
Yep.
So that's how that we'll be ending today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
It was
Bhavni and
a
Yash.
pleasure
Thank you.
having you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.